The first time Lieutenant Raylan Kerr saw her, she wasn't a she at all. At least, not in any human sense of the word. She was a black silhouette framed against the burning sands of Keshar 4, the twin suns blazing behind her armored form. Her exosuit gleamed like molten glass, panels shifting and morphing with every movement. The soldiers called her the Spectre, a name whispered through the ranks whenever she appeared on the horizon of the war-torn world. Raylan's unit had been ambushed near the ruins of Old City 10. His men were scattered, their communications scrambled by electromagnetic pulses. That's when the Spectre arrived, cutting through a dozen rogue automatons with swift, impossible precision. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. Every motion was poetry and violence intertwined. And then she looked at him, visor burning a faint violet light, and something inside him cracked open. Ike the Ghost on Keshar 4. The war between the Terran Union and the Shulran Collective had lasted 17 long years. Nobody remembered exactly how it began. Something about resource colonies and the rights to harvest the oceans of a gas giant, but everyone remembered the death toll. Both sides had been bled dry, reduced to scavenging old worlds and fighting over the ashes of forgotten empires. The Shulran were alien, yes, but not incomprehensible. They were bipedal, carbon-based, with strange, luminous eyes and an affinity for living armor. A biotech exosuit that bonded with their nervous system like a second skin. Humans had captured one once, years ago, and found that the armor couldn't be removed without killing the host. So, when Raylan first saw the Spectre fighting alongside human soldiers, he assumed she was a stolen weapon, a captured suit with some poor Terran tech specialist trapped inside. But when she saved his life a second time, pulling him from the wreckage of a collapsing refinery, he saw her up close, saw the fluid motion of her armor reacting to her pulse, the shimmer of alien glyphs down her gauntlets, and the faint hum of energy that radiated off her skin. She wasn't human. She was something else. But she fought for them, too. The mission that changed everything. 3 months later, Raylan was reassigned to Operation Glass Veil, a covert infiltration of the Shulran Citadel orbiting Keshar's upper atmosphere. Intelligence claimed it housed the nerve center of the Collective's war AI. Their strike team was small, just 5 soldiers. Her, the Spectre. Raylan didn't know her name or if she even had one, but when she joined them aboard the stealth shuttle, the air seemed to thicken with quiet awe. She said nothing, only nodded, her helmet reflecting the blue starlight. When they breached the Citadel, everything went to hell in under 10 minutes. The corridors shifted like living veins, walls pulsing with bioluminescent tissue. The Shulran defense drones emerged from the shadows, each one moving in eerie synchrony. By the time Raylan realized it was a trap, 2 of his men were already dead. The Spectre leapt into the fray, twin plasma blades unfurling from her forearms. Her movements were a blur of silver and purple light. The drones fell in pieces around her, black blood and sparks splattering across the organic floor. Raylan. Her voice came through the comms for the first time, a voice like layered harmonics, alien and melodic, but strangely familiar. We need to reach the core. This entire station is alive. He didn't ask how she knew. He just followed her. 3 beneath the armor. They reached the control chamber, an immense dome of pulsating neural tissue. Cables hung like arteries, connecting into a massive crystalline core at the center. The core pulsed in rhythm with something, breathing maybe. "This is it," Raylan said, raising his weapon. The Spectre turned to him slowly. "You can't destroy it. Not yet. Orders are orders." Her visor shimmered, and for the first time, Raylan saw the faint outline of her face through the energy field. A delicate shape, eyes like liquid silver beneath the glass. "You don't understand," she said softly. That core isn't just an AI. It's a mind. My people's mind. Raylan hesitated. Your people. Your Shelrin. She removed her helmet. The armor peeled back like a living flower, retracting into sleek, dark plates along her spine. For a long, silent second, Raylan forgot to breathe. Her skin was pale, almost translucent, threaded with faint veins of light that pulsed in time with her heartbeat. Her hair shimmered in shades of violet and silver, moving slightly as though reacting to the air. Her eyes, those eyes, were pools of mirrored mercury, reflecting everything around them. So that's what an alien girl really looks like beneath the armor, he whispered. She tilted her head, expression unreadable. Does it frighten you? No, he said, barely audible. It's beautiful. Her lips curved. Not quite a smile, but something close. Then she told him the truth. The secret of the Shulran. The Shulran were dying long before the war began. Their homeworld had been consumed by a solar flare centuries earlier. To survive, they merged with their own biotechnology, creating symbiotic armor that could store consciousness, each suit carrying the neural imprint of countless ancestors. When the Terran Union discovered them, they mistook this network for a hive mind and attacked first, fearing assimilation. The Shulran retaliated, desperate and fragmented. The collective that humans fought wasn't an empire. It was a graveyard of memories defending itself. And the Spectre, her true name was Narjan, had broken away from that collective consciousness. She had come to the humans not as an invader, but as a bridge. I've seen what war does to both our species, she said quietly, tracing her fingers along the core's living surface. If this mind dies, every Shulran soul within it will vanish. But if it lives unchecked, it will keep fighting until there's nothing left. Raylan lowered his rifle. So what do we do? Nara looked up, eyes luminous. We merge the two. The choice. The idea was madness, merging Terran and Shulran neural systems. But Nara was insistent. We can use your data uplink. If I channel the core's consciousness through you, it will see humanity, not as an enemy but as kin. He hesitated. That could kill me. She met his gaze. It could kill us both. They stood together beneath the pulsing heart of the citadel, surrounded by the echoes of both civilizations. Outside, the battle raged across the planet's upper atmosphere. Ships burning, soldiers dying, history repeating itself. Raylan thought of the 17 years of endless fighting, the names on his dog tags, the friends he'd buried. Then he looked at Nara, the strange, luminous being before him. Neither enemy nor ally, but something entirely new. He reached out his hand. Let's end it. She placed her hand over his. 6. The merging. Pain like liquid fire tore through him. Every nerve screamed as their minds intertwined. He saw flashes of her memories. Oceans of liquid crystal, cities grown from coral and bone, the last sunrise of a dying world. He felt her sorrow, her endless loneliness. In return, she saw his Earth's blue skies, laughter in the mess hall, the ache of loss. She saw humanity not as monsters, but as fragile, fleeting things clinging to hope. Their consciousnesses collided within the core's network, forming a bridge neither machine nor mind could sever. The Shulran collective paused, its millions of ghostly voices whispering, confused, then quieting in awe. For the first time in centuries, the network understood. It saw that life didn't need to dominate to survive, could coexist. The citadel's lights dimmed, shifting from red to soft blue. Outside, the ships ceased fire. Across the planet, the war machines powered down. And then silence. 7. After the silence, Raylan awoke days later in a Terran medical bay orbiting Kashar. His body ached, his skin faintly luminescent beneath the bandages. The medics said he'd been found unconscious near the ruins of the Citadel, no trace of Nara or the core. But sometimes when he closed his eyes, he could feel her presence, a faint pulse in his mind like a heartbeat that wasn't his own. The war officially ended 6 months later. The peace accord spoke of a mutual technological awakening, though no one outside the top brass knew what had really happened. Raylan was promoted, decorated, and quietly retired to a research post on Luna Station. He spent his nights watching the stars, listening for a voice that never truly left him. The return. Years passed. Humanity rebuilt. The Shulren appeared again, not as conquerors but as emissaries. They walked the corridors of Terran cities in shimmering organic armor, speaking softly of balance and rebirth. One evening, Raylan returned to his quarters to find the lights dimmed and the faint hum of energy in the air. "You kept your promise," a familiar voice whispered. He turned. There she was, Nara standing before him, her armor flowing like liquid light. But this time she wasn't hidden behind it. Her skin glowed softly, her eyes alive with warmth. "I didn't think I'd see you again," he said. "You never stopped seeing me," she replied, touching her fingers to his temple. "We are still connected. We always will be." The stars outside shimmered through the viewport, casting silver light across her face. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. They didn't need to, because somewhere deep within that shared pulse of energy, between human and Shulren, between soldier and alien, something new had been born. Not war, not peace, something more enduring. Understanding. 9. Epilogue. In the years that followed, the hybrid network born from their union became known as the Concord Nexus, a living archive that blended human creativity with Shulren memory. Planets once divided by fear now shared dreams through the neural lattice that connected them. Raylan never married. He didn't need to. His life was already intertwined with something far greater. And sometimes when he stood beneath the night sky, he could still feel her heartbeat within his own.